guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Dan.
I'm Spencer.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Today we've got some games we've played, news, Kickstarters, crowdfunding, and a top 5 list that some of these mokes
Had a hard time with.
I had a hard time with. Us, not so much.
Not so much.
It's all right.
Oh, I've played 4 times as many games as him.
I've been alive 4 times as long.
So anyways, let's go to games we played first.
Sure, I played Potion Explosion. I've talked about it before. It's a fun little game that's like a match 3 game like Bejeweled or Candy Crush. You've probably seen it before. It's fun. If you can get it, I suggest picking it up. That's all I've played. Thank you.
Woof.
Woo,
All right.
then.
How about you, Bobby?
My
'Cause you
list
tend
is
to-
just as short, but I might be a little bit longer-winded. Whoop. Evil High Priest.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
right
Ben,
on.
It's funny because my friend Ben comes over and we play a lot of games together.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't win very many, but he always wins the first time he plays
Yep.
a game. And so I was like, you want
I'm
to
a
play these
witness.
games that you've played already? He's like, well, what's that box? And I was like, oh, it's Evil High Priest. I'd play that if you want to play. He's like, yeah, let's play something else. And I was like, oh, so you want to win today? And that's why. So, and in proper form,
He won.
he won.
I
It was
can-
funny because the end of the game was coming. He's like, I don't think so. I'm like, I don't know, man. And we told him he beat 2 points. He beat
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah, it was
I
a
can
good
respect
game.
that. Good job,
Good.
Ben.
Yeah,
Bob needs to be
whatever.
put in his place every once in a while.
Sometimes it does help.
Spencer, what'd you play?
I have an equally short list. For Glory.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know
Okay,
what
so
that is
For
either.
Glory is a deck building.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be some Viking game or something. Like,
No. It's gladiators.
oh, okay.
Deck building gladiator combat. And the idea is you have 2 phases. One where you're building up your deck, and the second phase is you have different arenas, and you're placing your gladiators on either side of the arena, fighting off with these special action cards. So it's a neat twist on deck building because it's like kind of like a 2-part system. It was super close. It came down to the fact that I had possibly the worst 2 draws mathematically possible
'Cause I
ever in my
wasn't
life. It was terrible.
Yeah, if Dan was there, you would have drawn
I
worse
would have
for
had
you.
it.
You would have had it. It was, I had to have money on the last round in order to buy the things I needed because they were all out and perfect. I got 0 money and all of my gladiators, which means I couldn't place any of them on
That
the
sounds
combat round.
really frustrating.
It is really frustrating. But it was a good game. I look forward to playing it again.
So I spent my week playing no games, but I was gluing together
Yeah.
miniatures for the Aliens, A Glorious Day in the Core, which looks really awesome. I set up and was like going to start to learn how to play last night, and then just kids stuff kept going on, so I was never able to like really get down and focus on it. But it looks pretty straightforward. I'm really excited to get to play that.
Yep,
and
can't
then
wait.
also reading the rules to the Shores of Tripoli, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
1 or 2 player game,
Yep.
which looks awesome. And
It
thank
looks,
you,
yeah, it looks intense.
thank you to Jason for sending me that.
We
'Cause
did
I'm really
play
excited.
one more. Do we want to mention it?
We did play Pingyao
We played Pingyao.
to if without the language barrier, I think that's going to be a really, really, really solid game.
Yeah, I said I actually enjoyed the experience with it a lot.
You'd
it
probably
was,
like it. It's very heavy,
Yeah.
crunchy.
Cool.
Yep. We'll have a preview.
Preview.
Preview. There's
Yep,
a P
On their
Kickstarter
Kickstarter
preview?
page. And their Kickstarter is live now. We'll talk more about that when we get to Kickstarters.
Yep.
All right, news. If only we had someone to present
Do we
news
have
to
anybody
us.
dedicated to news?
I don't know.
We're the newsboys.
Newsboys!
So anyway.
Lost a little bit of a shine from last week.
I've got to make up for last
He's
week.
gonna try to redeem himself.
I'm just saying, there's
Dan,
been-
keep up the good work. Go for it.
I'm just saying there's been some hate on the Newsboys theme
Let me
song.
just say
Yeah.
also this,
So,
right?
Whatever, guys. Yeah,
No,
whatever.
no. Here's the thing. Katie she came out and was like, "How do I audition to be a part of the Newsboys?"
Uh-huh.
That was her comment.
That is it.
Then on their podcast, she's trashing the Newsboys when we secretly know she wants to be on the Newsboys.
Sure, you're saying
does.
she's got an online persona that she's trying to keep up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do we
I
need
think
to
so.
change the name to Newspersons?
She was throwing out some suggestions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you should be for this. She's talking about replacing you.
Oh, replacing me. Okay. No, I definitely have
I don't
to.
know.
It's a
I don't know
two-person
that
team,
we
so-
all. I don't know that we all disagree with that. either.
Trial by combat?
Yeah.
Trial. You have more than me, so you go ahead and start.
Okay. They have finally announced more information about the upcoming Terraforming Mars dice game.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yep.
Yes,
I
it
talked
is-
about this last week, I believe.
Did you?
Newsboy. It's the
Newsboys.
Okay, what's your
I'm
next
just saying.
item?
I didn't. No.
So, Katie, you can just go ahead and submit your resume down in the comment
No,
section.
We need a 30-second clip of you singing the Newsboys intro and outro.
That's right.
I didn't actually give out any information. I just said it was announced. Okay. You have more information.
Yes, I have
so
more
funny.
information.
Yeah.
They're continually announcing more information.
Okay.
So it is it's kind of like a roll and write, but not really. It is actually a board, and all of the components are going to be there. Instead of having resources, you have dice, and the dice also double as the tiles that will go on the board. So if you need to make an ocean, you can use one of the blue dice. You're giving up some of your resources in order to make that ocean.
Sure.
So it's a cool twist
Interesting.
on the roll and write idea.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna let me know when you're done with your dice game news. That's it.
Yeah, I think so.
So, well, I'm just going to hop into then Terraforming Mars. Another Terraforming Mars game was also announced since last time I did this, called Ares Expedition. So we have Terraforming Mars, the dice game. We now also have Terraforming Mars, the card game announced. So it's 1 to 4 players, and it's Terraforming Mars, but using only cards. That's all I know so far. So
There
that's
is an absolute glut
cool. I know.
of Terraforming Mars
I'm amazed
stuff.
it took
There
them
is.
this long, and then they're just like, release everything.
Yeah.
Fire everything.
Fire them all. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
But good for them. Stronghold Games,
Sure,
or is
you
it indie board and cards now? Or
No, it's
something different.
It's Stronghold, and it's
Jacob
Frixelius?
Oh, yeah.
Frixelius.
I'm picturing the word in my head. I have no idea.
Yeah,
how to
I
say
don't
it.
know. It's a cool name.
Our
Yeah.
news guys are
All over
top-notch.
it. They're
Whatever.
all
You
over it.
didn't know anything. You said the wrong company. So
I
shut
didn't
up.
show up presenting as if I had news.
I didn't say anything about the name of the company.
Also, in our defense, we have been waiting for this Terraforming dice game since March.
Oh,
And
okay.
So we've known about it since March.
Well,
It's
maybe
only
you've been waiting.
recently.
Yeah, I've not been waiting.
Well, it's only recently they've come out and started to give more and
Really
more
more
information.
details,
So they're
sure.
really getting into it. It's gonna
Yeah,
be good.
Okay.
They've announced a new Sagrada Legacy game.
What?
Okay.
I have no idea.
Dan
how
is
it's
so
supposed to
excited.
work.
Building the whole church.
Dan is so excited. He loves Sagrada so much.
window at a time.
It is supposed to come out at Gen Con this summer by Floodgate Games. Hopefully,
I think
we'll
Gen
have
Con's
Gen
happening.
Con.
I think we
think
are.
so?
I think we've had some people talk about it really happening.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's currently
News,
happening.
Gen Con.
Depends how the year
is,
goes.
We think happening?
That would be
Anything
some
else
newsworthy
that you have?
Yeah, I mean, I got
We
something
can
else.
keep going off because I got a lot.
Well, I just have one more.
Okay.
I have 2 more, so this will work. So I don't know if you guys know the video game Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
So Slay the Spire is getting a board game coming to Kickstarter soon. It looks really cool. So I watched some gameplay of the video game because I've never played it, but it's basically a deck builder where you're going up the levels of a spire one at a time and defeating the monsters and getting as high as you can. I don't know what the limit is, if you know. But yeah, so it's going to be it's designed for 4 players. It's made by Contention Games, who made a game called Imperium: The Contention. I don't know if you guys know. I didn't know that one either, but it has an 8.6. on BGG. That's a great score. Now I
amazing.
will
That's pretty
say they don't have a lot of reviews. You know, it's in like the it's in like the 30s.
Okay.
That's still 8.6 still good.
Still pretty solid
So
rating.
even if some reviews are paid off, that's still pretty good.
Right?
Right.
But yeah, so it's Slay the Spire is a deck building roguelike dungeon crawl. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that turns into this cooperative. I'm going to guess it's cooperative, but it might not be. We might be fighting to go up. But I'm going to guess it's this cooperative where deck building and then you play. So in the video game, you see what the monster is going to do on its turn. You see like it's going to do an 11 attack. So then you play cards from your hand saying, okay, well I'm gonna use the 8 worth of defense cards, and then I'm gonna also do this attacks, and then they spring. And so, you counter its attack, and then you both take damage, and then once you kill it, you move on to the next level. You draw your new hand, and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how Slay the Spire, a very beloved video game, turns into a board game, because it's kind of a video game that is weird that it wasn't
Already
first
a board game.
Right.
Right, right.
Like it seems
Sure.
like a video game based off a board game.
You feel like it's
So,
working in reverse.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
doing it backwards. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It looks cool.
Sure. Right on. All right, Spencer.
All right, so I have a number of games that have been announced coming out or coming to Kickstarter and later, so they're not really under the Kickstarter yet.
Sure.
One of them is going to come to Kickstarter in late second quarter by OOMM. They make the Stars of Akarios, which is a game I've seen floating around a lot.
Yep.
It's called Mythwind. It'll be coming out. It's an open-ended, asymmetric fantasy pioneer game. And now
Those were words.
those are words, and it's not a legacy game because he says it doesn't involve, destroying things as you go. He calls it a persistent game. He wanted it to be able to change as you go, but still remain open-ended, and you can keep coming back to it.
Okay.
So it's an interesting idea. I'd like to see how that plays out.
So it's like going back and playing an RPG again.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Go up a different.
that's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
good term. Persistent game. That's a
Yeah.
good term.
Persistent
I think
game.
I think that's going to become a thing.
Hopefully.
hopefully.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Okay, I'm really excited about this little thing. You guys heard about Vienna Connection?
Was my next one, Vienna Connection.
This
Yeah.
is really cool. So this is made by the guys who made Detective, a modern crime
Okay.
game or
Yep.
whatever.
Okay.
Yep.
But it's in the Cold War, and
Yeah.
your CIA agents.
That's why you're into it.
And
I saw that.
so 1 to 5 players by Portal Games. Like I said, basically the same design team with I think 1 extra guy as detective. But yeah, so in Detective, it's almost like a light simulator, right? You're looking.
Yeah.
It's based on the Sherlock
Cop
Holmes
simulator.
consulting detective.
Hey, Detective's good. I like
and
Detective.
you're solving crime. So the CIA one's really interesting because you're competing with rival agencies.
KGB, yeah.
And you have to
Yeah.
you have to gain like sneakily gain intel. You're not just like I'm gonna Google this like in the modern one. Like you got to meet your contacts and
you have
stuff
zones.
like that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're actually moving around.
Yeah, because if you get too much
in the
information in
world.
one zone, you risk exposing your agent.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I haven't played Detective. I have played Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective.
Sure.
And the theming on this one is by far the most interesting to me. This
Looks
is
great.
awesome.
Yeah, that
It
sounds
does look
really
Yeah,
cool.
the covers
Dan
so
saw
The
there was
art
this
is great,
network
yeah.
of spies. and he was
Yeah,
all into it.
yeah. In the shadows.
That's right.
Shadow Network.
Another cool thing about Vienna Connection, every day until they release it, which is I think
yeah.
February, they're coming out with new crap. They're
This is
releasing
the
new
weird
stuff.
thing. So this is a game that's coming out. It's not going to Kickstarter,
Yeah.
but the way they're releasing it on their main page, Portal Games, is like a Kickstarter. Like you pre-order it through there, and they're unlocking
So
stretch
as-
goals
That's
to
awesome.
see what
as
you're
they
gonna
go.
get.
Kind of, it's very interesting.
It
Like
is
I-
interesting.
Yeah, why not?
Do you have the ship
Yeah.
date?
I don't.
April.
2021. That's all I knew. Okay.
April,
Oh,
so not that
is
far.
that one? Yeah. Okay. I did have a soon release date. It might have been that one. I forgot to write it.
Yeah, so I'm looking for that one too.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay,
I'm done.
Rio Grande releases Praga Caput Regni.
That was it.
Yeah, it's a $75 game, 1 to 4 players. It's by the designer of Underwater Cities.
Okay.
Oh.
Underwater Cities, very good.
The
Now-
Terraforming Mars.
Now, this
killer for
technically
me.
was released in November, but it was so popular it went out of stock. So it's back in stock.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun-dun-dun, go look for
Stock
it.
alert.
Is it, is it actually back in stock?
Yes.
Did you double check?
I triple checked.
Did they cancel the Harry Potter thing again?
Harry Potter's been canceled a 3rd time.
Hooray!
Again.
Okay, so it's about building the city of Prague.
Sure, makes sense.
Okay.
And it's an interesting action selection. It's got a wheel, and as you go around the wheel, the actions that don't get taken, their cost and benefit will change as you go around. So it's got this interesting selection thing. It's a point salad, and it's got a really huge map that has all of the points of Prague. If you are into European cities and things like that, that's definitely one to look at. We also have from Looney Labs. They make Fluxx. You guys like Fluxx sometimes?
I do.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
fine.
Fluxx.
I haven't played
Fluxx
it
is a
yet.
good short game.
Yeah,
It can be
it's
fun.
just dumb fun. Yep.
Okay, so they just recently released Fantasy Fluxx.
Okay.
And in March 11th, they're going to release Oz
Oh, right on.
and Martian Fluxx.
Martian
Martian.
based on something.
I don't
okay,
know.
Just wondering.
They just said Martian Fluxx. And they're going to re-release Seven Dragons.
Marvin the Martian.
Is that Oz Flux like a Wizard of Oz?
I
That's
think
what I-
it's,
that's what I
I think
assumed.
it's Wizard
I
of Oz.
probably Wizard of Oz.
Not the
Okay.
prison.
There's all kinds of Flux.
Yeah, there's
We've
a lot of
got
them.
like I actually do enjoy the Monty Python: The Quest for the Holy
The
Grail
Monty Python Flux is a great Flux.
That is my preferred Flux. Yeah, there's a reprint.
Yeah, no, they keep coming out with new ones.
Got an editor over
Disembodied.
there.
Yeah, it's a reprint
Voice
of
off
Seven
the sounds.
Dragons.
He just really wanted Spencer to be wrong about the news again.
He's trying.
Nice try.
And finally,
He's got one more thing he could be wrong about.
Yeah, all right.
one more. Plan B is announcing a
Wrong.
new title on the 19th.
I'm just kidding.
Is
Oh, and-
announcing a new title.
On the 19th.
Got
okay.
it.
Azul Century.
Hold on.
No,
So
I'm
they're-
sorry. Azul Century is the other thing games that Plan B makes. They have
Okay.
not told us what the title is.
I was about to
I
say
just
they're
know they're making
announcing a
one.
title. It's this.
No,
I know.
How
Right?
do you have that
you're right.
information?
I have that. I'm so darn good.
Yes, they made Azul and Century. you're
So
saying.
on the 19th, they're going to
batting
release a new one.
500, I guess, for me. I
Uh,
like Century. Do
I
not
haven't
like
played.
Azul.
I haven't played Starburst the game yet, but I
Starburst
don't
the
like
game.
Century that much.
Will
Yeah.
break your teeth.
The little silver pieces. They don't taste like Starburst though.
I mean, Azul is fine. It just doesn't do anything for me. Like,
Have you played the other two versions though?
No.
Yeah,
but
'cause
I'm so lukewarm.
I just hear they keep getting better. So
Sure,
Well,
maybe they do.
like
I'd
it.
definitely be willing to try.
I mean,
more
yeah,
of
if
the
somebody showed up with
versions.
one, I'd
Yeah.
play it. I'd even play
well,
regular.
today's your
Azul
lucky day, Tim. I don't have it. I don't have it.
release.
So if
Yeah.
you like Century or Azul and you're into that kind of game, look for the news on the 19th. Maybe next time we'll have it.
yeah, right
Cool.
on.
That's my news.
On to
That's it for the new stuff.
news
That's
stuff. News stuff. Party time.
That's
Excellent.
Whatever, people.
Remember, send your auditions.
Audition tapes. Tim has his casting couch. It's
Yeah.
good.
Wait a minute. Let's move on very quickly.
Very quickly, we'll move forward.
Let's go to crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding.
All right, I'm going to go first because I don't want anybody to take mine. You okay? Do you
I
yourself?
almost started singing
You were singing.
the crowdfunding song. You know?
So I'm going to go to mine first because I don't want anybody to take
Okay,
it.
you can take it.
Sure.
Have you guys ever wanted to
Yes.
be a mining
No.
conglomerate, like in charge of one? You know, maybe in
Not
England
really.
in 1900s
I already am.
or 1800s, 19th century
Yes.
England. Yeah. So Tinner's Trail.
Yes,
Yep.
Tinner's
This
Trail.
is getting lots of buzz.
Yeah, it is.
Redeveloped.
It's
This is a Martin Wallace release that originally came out in 2008.
That's why it's getting lots of buzz.
And basically,
Wallace.
you're buying plots of land, you're surveying them, you're improving infrastructure. It is now 1 to 5 players. It used to be in the original version like
2 to 4.
no, I think it was 3 to
to 4?
4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, and in this they've got now 2 expansions. One of them's like arsenic, like so you're mining arsenic. So like I believe you lose your workers when you mine it, but you
sense.
get a higher payout.
Yeah, okay.
And
Well, then worth
it.
I think.
and this does have dual use cards
Nice.
and stuff like that. So, anyways, I'm a Martin Wallace like kind of fanboy.
Yep.
So
That's why I didn't put it on my list.
So for this, I was pretty excited. The retail edition is $45, and the expanded edition, which comes with those expansions, is $59, give or take, because it's converted over from euros, and it actually expects to fill this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess being a reprint, you can kind of have things in the works already, right? You're
Right,
self-developing
and
it.
it's all like just meeples and cubes and
Nothing, no crazy minis.
right. So
Pretty
yeah,
straightforward.
Tinner's
Plus, he's a no name. He knows what he's doing.
Trail.
Yeah, Martin Wallace makes some really good games.
He does.
Some of our
He,
faves.
he really does. But yeah, that's my first Kickstarter.
Okay.
First.
Oh, well then who's next?
I'm just gonna mention. I have an actual one here in a second, but I'm just gonna mention. I'm sure you guys have all already heard of it, but Dice Tower's Kickstarter is now live. I think it's worth mentioning because what they have done, whether you like them or not, they're kind of divisive like that. What they have done for the board game hobby, as far as like media goes, is astronomical.
Oh, it's huge, right?
So I think they deserve the attention, and I hope someday, I look forward to the day that we can be proud of what we've done with
Sure.
this hobby, with sharing it like
Well,
what they have been able to do.
The fun thing about theirs is they get all these promo cards, right?
Yes.
So you can get in there. There's all kinds of mix and match kind of options to get all these amazing promos that
Yep.
you're only going to get there or at conventions at a later date.
Yeah, exactly. They'll
But-
sell the extras at conventions.
But it's a really fun opportunity to support a great organization
Or
that
on
does
eBay.
that does a lot of a lot of good stuff for the hobby.
Yeah.
and,
So I
and
just
we're
wanna
pro
mention-
hobby all the time.
Absolutely.
Exactly. What they have done has been huge. So if you do enjoy them, or if you just want to see what kind of promos they give out, because it is insane how many promos they give
You've
out.
got at least one of the games they've got a promo
Oh
for.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would suggest checking them out and just seeing what they have to offer.
Sure.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention them before we got into.
So what's your real one then?
Sure, I'll just go now.
Sure.
So I don't know if you guys saw Runes of Zun.
No, not seen that one.
Runes of Zun, very interesting.
Can it
to
be
me.
Runes of Zune?
I wanted to say that, but in
Okay.
every video I watched,
Runes of
Runes
Zun.
of Zun.
Okay.
Whatever, guys.
Okay.
Learn how to name a game.
Oh.
So this is actually a reprint.
Okay.
From a couple of years ago by Dave Ballmer. It's a 2 to 4 player card game. So classic Dan. It has 3 days left.
Oh.
When,
time you're
when
seeing
we're
this,
filming,
you're
Basically,
too late.
when
Oh,
this
wow.
comes out,
So
It
go
is
straight
right
there.
out.
So the day that this airs, it will be the last day probably. Also,
hopefully.
I'm planning on. I usually don't spoil this stuff. I'm planning on, after this is recording, sharing on the Facebook that I talked about this. So if you're not following us on Facebook, links in the description. You'll get a head start on some things. We don't always spoil things, but when I do, Dos Equis. But
Yeah.
so anyway, it's $15 to $49, and that just has to do with, so the $15 is like the new expansion because that's 2 expansions. The $49 is the game and the expansions, of course. There's multiple expansions. And it's supposed to, this is the one that was super early. So this is supposed to be starting to ship in March
Wow.
of this year.
Sure.
And
That's
that
pretty
makes sense
cool.
because it's a card game that's a reprint. They
Yeah,
already
I
have all
guess
the
that's
stuff.
Everything's already
you know.
there. Yeah.
But so how it actually plays, there are action cards, there are, what are the other one called? Modifiers, and there are reaction cards. And basically, it's so I like the design because it's, we talked about this in Mini Steel, which we've covered. It's basically just white lines on a colored background. And it's so clean. I really like that for a simple game. Obviously, I don't want a huge Euro with just that kind of look. But for like a nice simple card game that is easy to understand, iconography and stuff. But yeah, so basically it's a dueling game, a 1v1 or 2v2, or I think you can do a battle royale kind of thing, where you play cards on your turn. And I don't believe there's a limit to the cards you can play, but like, so I might play an attack card, and this does 1 damage to you, and then I can put modifiers on that like up the attack or something. And then there's a modifier that bring an action card and all modifiers attached to it back to your hand at the end of the turn and stuff. And you're just dueling like that. The cool thing is, almost from what I could see, every card in the game just says target player. So every card in the game can target yourself, and that means that you can get some crazy combos that you can be doing that like proc off of different things. Like one of the examples I saw that was kind of cool was a guy did an attack and it took all of his cards in his hand but one, but the other guy was able to redirect the attack towards him. So he did the damage to himself. That sucks, but the last card he had in his hand he played was target player. They discard their whole hand and draw 5 cards. He targeted himself. He had no cards in his hand anymore, so he discarded no cards, drew 5 cards, then was able to keep going in his turn because you have unlimited actions in your turn until you can't play any cards. So that's just a really cool thing you don't see in those kind of dueling games like that a lot. The game, I think, is being touted as Uno meets Magic the Gathering. That's a real. I would not say that if you're trying to sell a game,
Right.
but the game sold last
It's like
time. and
Monopoly plus diplomacy.
yeah, but the game
What?
sold last time, and it already is funded this time. It's safe, so I mean, it's working.
Right.
But I think it's working because when you watch the videos for this game and look at, it's like that is an awesome, simple dueling game.
Sure.
And I like
Right
that.
on.
I like that a lot. So yeah, Runes of Zun.
Zun.
Check it out. I think it looks
Z-U-N?
really cool. I might actually back this one because it's a cheap little card game. It's I don't even need the expansions. I don't know if I like the game, right? So it's
Sure.
like maybe $30 or
Right on.
something.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it
Go
out.
for it.
Cool.
All right, I have one that comes out the day before or of the release of this video. Haha.
Opposites.
Opposites. Primal the Awakening. Now, since it's currently not live, I can't give you as much information as I want, like the price point and when it's due. But it is a 1 to 4 co-op monster hunting game.
Yeah, the models
The
for this
models
look
of this
pretty
thing look
great.
amazing. you are. There's 2 modes. You can either do campaign mode or expedition mode, which I think is just
A one shot.
let's just go kill a monster.
Yeah.
It involves you can use forges to customize your character and their weapons, and so although it's a co-op game, each player is coming up with their cool little way they're going to fight the monster, and I think your tactics are going to change depending on which monster it is you're fighting. The minis are also pretty big.
Yeah.
They're-
Yeah, they look amazing. They look really great.
If you like minis, look at this one. There are behavior cards for the monsters. The monsters remind me a little bit of, I think, Dark Souls.
I was just about to say that. I was
Uh-oh.
waiting to see how you explain this.
Yeah, because they have locations. There's an X on them that say, this is a field here, this is a field here. We're going to affect these 2 fields with this attack and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's a card-based tactical combat, and
How does
yeah.
the monster cards work? You said they have behavioral cards.
Yeah, so you will flip a card over, and that card will tell you how the monster is going to move and attack.
And I know you don't know everything about this game, of course, but when you go through that deck, you just reshuffle it.
I don't know.
Okay, just wondering.
Don't know yet.
That's one of the
Imagine.
interesting. That's one of the interesting things about Dark Souls that was so cool to the video game is, you flip the top card and it does that attack. You flip the next card, blah blah blah. You keep flipping the cards, it does this attack. Then you just take once you run out of cards, you just take it. And you just
Flip
flip
it back over.
and
And
you
then
know
you
the
can tell
exact
what's
order
gonna
they're going
happen,
to
yeah.
attack in, and like and you can start dancing around those.
It'd
like
be
a video
even-
game. You can sort of learn its
Exactly,
pattern.
you learn its
It'd
pattern.
be even better
It's
if it
very
just runs
clever.
out, then it doesn't do
Yeah,
anything, and it just stands there.
Yeah, it just
Like a
it goes-
bad
it goes to
video game.
T-pose.
Glitches, and then you just wail on it.
You have
Yeah.
the special attack card lag.
Right?
That's the
Yeah.
monster's attack card.
That's
You
funny.
skip
But,
2
that
turns
sounds
and it
cool.
just
I'm
wails on you.
wondering, because of this theme, wasn't a Monster Hunter board game either just on Kickstarter or just announced recently?
Yeah, I did hear something about
So-
that. I
so it's
haven't
gonna be
seen the
interesting
details.
how
Yeah,
those-
I
Hear
don't know how it's
something
How
gonna
those
work.
go off
Might
each
be the
other.
new theme to like it's
Yeah.
pirates or zombies. Or
Sure,
Vikings.
exactly.
Monster hunting.
I mean, I'm
Primal-
okay with that.
So Primal Awakening, I believe it's Reggie Games. And,
Reggie.
there we go.
Thank
Bobby?
you, Spencer.
Okay.
You got some Kickstarters for us?
Yeah, I guess Kickstarters. So the first one I want to talk about here is called Fallen Land. It's a second edition. It's a 1 to 6 player sandbox style game.
Lots of reprints today.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking that too. Set in the aftermath of a nuclear and biological apocalypse, so not
Sure.
too far off. You get to assemble and equip your party, explore wastelands, get resources, build and manage your town.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and so the original one was just America. This one adds in bits of Mexico and Canada as well. And it just looked interesting. Like,
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
yeah,
That sounds
sandbox
pretty
style
cool.
type. It's like kind of like a Zia Legend of the Drift kind of, but like
Right,
on the-
but
on the ground.
post-apocalyptic.
yeah, before
Land.
you're in space.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I can dig it.
So,
That
yeah, but
sounds
they have,
pretty
if you have the first edition, they do have like an expansion. You can just buy just the expansions.
cool. Oh, okay.
And it goes from 39, then 89 for the base, and like a 175 for a deluxe. And if you're feeling saucy, you can pay $1,000, and you get to be a character, design some stuff in the game.
Oh,
and they
right
give
on.
you 3 copies of it, so you can give to your friends.
It's
and-
fun to
I
get
got
in the
$1,000
game.
bucks laying around.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, you got that
yeah.
rundown money.
Yeah,
that,
that's right.
that newsboy commission.
Oh, yeah.
Severance package.
That newsboy severance check. Honestly, that's like a half-eaten bag of Doritos. Like, I
Yeah.
guess I'm done with this. You
Fritos
can have
usually,
it.
but yeah.
We'll see you later.
It's that empty monster
I have
can over
one
there, isn't it?
more, or-
Yeah, I got one more as
Okay.
well. It doesn't matter if you want to go or I can
Sure.
go.
It's called Epic 7 Arise. Now I think this might be based on like either a show or a video
Like an
game
anime?
already.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an anime dungeon crawler style board game, and just I saw the minis on it and they look super cool. Right?
Yeah.
So you take that anime style and then you make a mini out of it. and it's-
Nice.
Yeah, it looks really neat. Like,
That
I didn't
sounds
look at all
cool.
the details. I just saw that. I was like, ooh.
That looks
Okay.
neat.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Pingyao, which is the first Chinese banks.
Yep.
That is on Kickstarter right now. It is a really, 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 really crunchy, heavier side worker placement, resource management kind of game.
Resource
Yeah,
management,
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
with
it's
the-
economic.
Yeah, it's
Economics.
straight
Economic game.
economics, right? And the way that you place your workers is really unique because you're rolling dice and then you assign them based on their number. And then you have the opportunity to re-roll their number, but when you assign them to a spot, based on their number, they give you a different sort of benefit.
Yeah.
And it's really neat. And we did struggle a little bit with the rule book, but we have a preview edition, and the translation isn't exactly perfect yet. But once, and Dan kept saying this when we did our preview, and he's absolutely right, is that once we figured out a rule, Dan's like, oh yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I agree with him 100%. Like every time it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's very intuitive once you kind of figure out
Right.
what paths you start going down. And it's really crunchy and really heavy and really strict, really tight.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed playing it. And so I look forward to seeing this happen. It was published already overseas in like 2018. So now they're trying to bring it over to the States and I imagine Europe as well. This game will be fantastic. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say my favorite design choice that they made there, because I thought this was really clever, was because the game, like he's saying, is very tight and very like restrictive, right? You're just like, man, I really need to do this. But at the same time, this is a worker placement game where it's very easy to go where someone else has already gone. See, if they had done it like a normal worker placement game,
Oh, right.
where, okay, that person went
that'd
there,
be-
you can't go there, this game would be
So
a
impossible.
mess.
It'd be
Oh, my God. Like,
I
it
would not
grind
have-
to a halt.
I would not have fun playing it.
And
but-
so the fact that they were like, this is already restrictive enough, let's give them a very simple way to go where someone else already is. Like, just you either pay money or get money, depending on the number on your die, and you can go basically wherever you want. There is one restriction that you can find out in the preview, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I was
Yeah.
happy.
No, that was great.
Really
And
cool.
I've been thinking about it. It's very balanced. For instance, you can spend 10 gold to buy a little
An
ingot,
yeah,
and you use that
Saishi.
ingot to get loans or get interest or whatnot. At the end of the game, every ingot is worth a point. Every 10 gold is worth a point.
Right,
So
it makes
it's exactly about.
You're not wasting
losing
points.
out
You're
on
just
it. It's about the
investing it. You're
interest.
just investing it in
It's
different
about
areas.
the investment.
Yeah, it's very on theme.
It's very on theme.
It's very on
It's
theme.
pretty
So
good.
for the retail regular version is $55. The if you want to get the Golden Pawners expansion, that is $90. And then they have a deluxe upgraded version, which is $120. That comes with more metal coins. The coins are awesome, by the way. A lacquer box. I don't know what the lacquer box does, but it looks amazing. Think like the Secret Hitler kind of awesome.
I think you just
Oh,
named
that
what
box.
it does.
Yeah, maybe. And then embroidered
box.
bags, but it looked too narrow to fit the game.
Sure.
But anyways, the stuff looks fantastic.
It might just be like the bank or something, right?
Right, yeah, it might be. But it's it was really good. It's really solid. Good, heavier side game. So that's my last one.
Yep.
All
Cool.
right.
Are we going on to our top 5?
Or top something.
If you want to call it that.
Listen, guys, this is gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm already having fun.
I'm having a great time. Our editor suggested a top 5 winter themed games, which makes sense because
appropriate.
if you're watching this
It's wintertime.
when it came out, this is wintertime. It's January. So, I even had enough that I could not name the game that I hate that is winter themed that would be on both of your lists.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about too. It's on my list.
So, do you want us to start at like 5 and then when we catch up to your
You guys-
numbers, you jump in?
I'll say I technically have 5.
Well, there
Okay.
you go.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay,
like-
okay.
Hold on.
They're
Is-
still on the board. It's a winter game.
Is one of your 5 like Candyland because it
No.
has
The
snow on the board?
area?
No.
I almost went there with some of them though.
That's
like
funny.
Yeah,
Well,
be
I mean,
fun.
Almost Scythe because it's got a winter spot.
I
on it.
know. I
Tundras.
almost did
Yeah.
Scythe as well
Yeah.
because I feel cold when I play it
Oh,
I-
okay.
because
you
it looks
know.
wintry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
don't-
you feel like you've got 5.
I mean, I'll say 5 and then you'll laugh at me. That's
I'll
fair.
go.
I'm
I'll
down
go
with
with
that too.
3.
You got
I've
3.
got 3.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them is not as winter themed,
So-
but winter does take.
So
place.
we'll all start
Okay.
at 5 except for Spencer. When we get
Sure.
to 3, we'll jump over.
Yeah, and I'm pretty certain all 3 of mine are going to be mentioned by those guys.
Sure.
so.
Sure. I didn't even.
Well, I'm sure.
I didn't
I'll
even
get,
number
I'll
mine.
catch some flack for one of these.
Okay, go for
And
it.
the second one, and one of them will probably be a crossover.
Sure, go for it.
So while the first one isn't really technically winter themed, winter is coming. A Game of Thrones board game.
I got that one on mine. So
Nice.
I'll
Yeah.
cross that off because I've got a
See, I
I've got a
wouldn't have-
6th
nice.
game.
But winter's not there yet.
No, winter is coming.
show?
The
It's
theme of the game is winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
And that's why the wildlings are
Sorry,
attacking.
was this
Yes.
top 5 winners not exactly here yet, James?
Okay,
can't
wait.
remember.
Just
So
what he
you're
just said,
saying-
put that in your pocket for when
Okay.
we get to his list.
Sure, right?
So you're saying it's autumn.
So, we'll just hold back. We'll just wait. But Game
Off
of
the fray.
Thrones, the board game, especially 2nd edition,
Yep.
is so good. And for what you get in the box, the components, the gameplay,
Yep.
so freaking good.
Suddenly,
it's
I
on
feel
theme,
better about my
and
list.
it's a great
Me too.
it's a great strategy war game
It is.
that I
It is a
love
very
playing.
great, yeah.
Awesome. That's
Yep.
a great pick.
Thanks.
All right, Dan.
We did a review here. If I can snap again, we might be at 5. If not, it's in
In his
the
pants.
description.
Oh, under the table.
It's
Under
under
the
the table. Okay, my number
Okay.
5.
Okay. Ready? We're ready because you had the flamethrower out for Game of Thrones.
I'm just saying it's literally not a winter themed game. So my number 5, I'm gonna say is Stone Age because the 10th anniversary edition has a snowboard instead of the regular board, so you're playing in winter instead of regular
Okay.
summer.
Well, based on Bob's game that I could have had on my list, that is
That is
perfectly
totally good.
acceptable.
no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This isn't my weirdest one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Stone Age is a very simple worker placement game where you are. Some people don't like it because it's very random. I've only played it like twice, and while I usually don't like random, I didn't mind it in that game so much. Basically, you're sending a bunch of workers to a location, like you need wood, right? You send 5 workers. What that means is you roll 5 dice because the workers then equivalent.
Increase your odds
Yeah,
of getting
and
what
then,
you need.
Yeah, to get wood, you might need a 4 or higher. So by sending more workers, you're just upping your odds. So you could send 10 workers.
Right.
I
And get
mean,
nothing.
you can't because you don't have that many workers. But yeah, and get nothing.
Right.
Some people don't like that, but the thing is, though, there is a lot of mitigation in the game. You do get tools that let you manipulate the dice numbers, and you do get buildings that you buy that give you other special abilities and stuff. It's been a while, but yeah. So first of all, as we've talked about before, I have a super weakness for snow and winter and stuff. It instantly makes the game better, which is what blows my mind that it was so hard to find 5 winter games. But at least all these games have winter in it. but
Snow. There's snow.
Yeah, that's
There's snow on the
true.
board. There's snow on the board in Game of Thrones.
That's true. If you pick any board and just go north far enough,
Accent allies. I mean, that whole top part.
Yeah.
Is constantly
So
snowing.
number
Cthulhu.
5 is risk because it includes places that have snow in
exactly.
them.
That's right.
Yes, but anyway, Stone Age. Yeah, so the 10th anniversary edition was a snow version, which just looked so much better than the original to me. Like I said, I have a weakness, and yeah, just that whiteboard with the snow and everything looks so beautiful. And since Stone Age is a good game, the Snow Edition's a good game. So check out Stone Age if you want a simple, pretty early level worker placement game. It's pretty good.
Sure. All right, Bob. You ready? You ready for my number 5?
Yeah.
Winter is coming. Game of Thrones, Catan.
Game. Oh, Catan.
Oh, that's funny.
Game of Thrones, Catan.
I had that on here too.
I actually, this is a really good version of Catan.
Yeah,
Their whole
it's the
list is nothing
second
but
best
Games of
version of
Thrones
Catan.
games.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. It is really, it's regular Catan with the
wall.
wildlings and the coming over the wall.
Yeah.
Is
And
there-
doing
Is there
stuff.
a Game of Thrones dice game yet?
I
not
mean,
that I'm aware
I'm
of.
sure there is
Fix that.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Don't
anyways,
forget Oathbreaker. Anyway,
it's Catan. There's, but with the Game of Thrones theme that really actually isn't just pasted on, but actually comes through in the gameplay.
yeah, no, I'll say I played it and I enjoyed it. I then immediately, literally played Catan Starfarers.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it just
Yeah.
blew it out of the water.
Well,
It's a whole,
Starfarers is so good.
You know,
and completely
in
different.
space, it's so cold
It
that
is
it's
cold.
basically winter
Right, but there's no
all the time.
there's no precipitation.
Sorry,
That's
I was
right.
just being, I was just making an argument just as good as your guys'. Anyway,
I wouldn't say just as good.
Thank you. So yeah, my number 5 is Game of Thrones, Catan.
Man, you know, I was looking at my number 4 here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I'm thinking about another game now
Does it
that
make
I
you
don't
wanna-
own, so I didn't think about it when I was making this list.
Sure.
I'm thinking about calling an audible right now.
Oh,
I'm
do it.
thinking
do
of-
it.
So for my number 4, not on my list, I'm going to
42.
say
It is on your list now.
It is on my list now. Arctic Scavengers.
That's a
You're gonna
good
steal. You're
one.
gonna steal Dan's.
I am.
That's
I left.
a
I
good
left.
one.
I
It's
left
really
it
good.
off of my list
List
so that Dan
specifically?
could have it as his number 1.
Oh,
I've never played
well,
it.
in all fairness, my number 4 that I took off was probably your number 1 or 2.
When you start having game nights again, I'll bring
We'll
it.
see. If it's not, I'll honorable mention it.
We'll see.
Okay.
It
But yeah,
might
Arctic
be.
Scavengers is great. We played it for
Might
the
be.
board game roulette. I really enjoyed it.
Board game roulette. We
Yeah.
are definitely at 5.
No more of this.
Yeah, it's
There we go. But yeah, check it out. If you like Dominion, this game is that but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like most deck builders.
Oh.
No, but it has an awesome. It has an awesome
It's got a
mechanic with the
great
junk
theme.
pile. Love the
Yes.
junk pile.
Yeah, the junk
Yeah.
pile. is
And I
very
really
cool.
want to play it with the expansions.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's kind of modular expansion-y kind
Sure.
of thing. So
But yeah, right on. And thanks to Dan for introducing us
Yes.
to that because
Yep,
I had
yep,
never
yep.
played it and it was good. So number 4 for Dan.
So my number 4, I'm gonna say, is a game
of
that,
sorry that I found in the snowbank.
well, I played it in February. so.
right.
No, so actually, I've only played this game a few times, and it wasn't my copy. But it at least is, set in winter.
Lethal Weapon?
ICECOOL.
Yay, ICECOOL is good.
ICECOOL.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
It's a nice dexterity game. Honestly, it's probably my favorite dexterity game, but I haven't played very many.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
like I
Short
really want to
list.
play Flick 'em Up and
Yeah,
stuff.
we got to play
Okay,
Flick 'em
okay.
Up.
I
yeah,
have Flick 'em
yeah,
Up
yeah.
dead
But
of winter.
in ICECOOL, basically you
Yeah,
are.
I'd be
Would count.
probably
It
like
has
that
one
more.
of the coolest box mechanics I've ever seen. Where
Yep.
basically you open up the box and there's just other boxes in it, and then you just clip them together and they make this big 3D high school. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Get it? ICECOOL. It's
Oh.
penguins in
High
high
school.
school. Get it?
Oh, the
Get it?
pun damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
So
fun.
anyway, you're a bunch of little penguins, and you're flicking them to get them to like go through multiple rooms because the rooms have fishes above them, and you collect those fishes and their victory points. That's the
Yep.
basic.
And the hall
game.
monitor is trying to
Oh yeah, and there's a hall
trying
monitor.
to catch you.
Yeah.
So it is a versus
Yeah.
game. As
And
everybody's going
I have
around trying to get
seen
their fish.
Incredible things in this game
Yeah.
of
It's a
the
fun one.
guys going around and going over doors.
I one
and-
time got through like 3 rooms at once by just sheer luck.
Yeah,
like there was
exactly.
no like skill involved. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to play.
Yeah,
No, it's-
ICECOOL is,
never played
ICECOOL
this
is a
game
lot of
before.
fun.
It's a cool dexterity game. I will say I have really weak fingers, so like flicking those penguins hurt. it hurt me. It did. I'm really bad at flicking
Flick 'em up's
things.
gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I know. I know. Well, you can get like the
Get your
light wood
cast.
version or whatever, right?
Something for your what?
Yeah, sure.
Put a little cast in
But
your
yeah,
hand.
no,
I just
ICECOOL
used
is
a
really good.
slingshot.
Actually, I'd considered putting it on my list,
Yeah.
but left it off
Same.
because I had 6 winter
Good
games.
ones.
'Cause I
Well,
could come
so
up with
far
winter
you've had
games.
none. But anyway, next is you, Tim.
My number 4. All right, you want a winter game? I got a winter game for you. How about Snowtails?
Yeah, I've never played it.
Snowtails
Never-
is great.
It looks
Dude,
so good.
You are dog sledding around this map, and the thing is, you're going to play cards on either side. You've got 2 rows for your dogs, and that is your speed. So if you've got a speed that's higher than the other side, you start to turn
Yeah,
because
yeah.
those dogs are going
That's
faster.
pretty cool.
No,
And if
yeah.
you bang into, you can like bang into walls, and like it can mess you up. You,
Something tells me that's not how it actually works.
no, well, you're not supposed
Kind
to, but that is how the game works.
How the game
Yeah,
works.
I mean,
you-
it's simulating the whole pulling the reins
that's
kind
pretty
of.
Yeah,
cool.
you need to
You
stay
know?
on the track.
That's
You
pretty
need to stay on the
cool.
track. So if you go off the track, bad times.
It's like Formula D kind of thing.
Yeah, if-
I don't know. Never played
if
Formula
you,
D.
if you French fry when you're supposed to pizza, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. but yeah, so the hand management and like trying to play the cards on your dogs at the right time and like get the timing and to maneuver the track. It's really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
My buddy Scott, who used to play with all the time, taught me that one. And yeah, that's probably might be the only one on my list I don't own.
Don't
That is a great
I've
game.
never played, as far as I can remember, a racing game. Period.
Oh, sure.
That's always been really high on my list as like one of the ones I want to try.
Yeah,
looks,
it's
It
good.
looks so cool,
I think you'd like it.
and it's a snow game.
It's yeah, oh yeah, so you will like it.
Exactly.
Cool. Number 3.
Yeah, number
Spencer!
three.
Oh, Spencer's gonna be in the list now.
He's in the list. All right. So my number 3 is a game. It doesn't get much attention, and I really enjoy it because it has some really cool mechanics in it. And it's called Fire and Axe. And it's a Viking Norse themed
Yes.
game, and it's kind of like a pickup and delivery. And there's some combat, and you want to have like enough combat to overtake cities and pillage them and whatnot. But the really cool mechanic is there's a wind gauge, and you can like pray to the gods and like to have them alter the winds. And depending on what way the wind gauge is going, is you can go further in one direction and not as far another because you're fighting against the winds and
Sure.
whatnot. And I really enjoy that mechanic, and I just think this game just needs more attention.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, Pandasaurus
cool.
games.
I've heard of it,
and,
but never played it.
IGW.
That's
If
an early Pandasaurus game.
Yeah,
then.
yep. IDW and Pandasaurus.
Yeah,
Sure.
if I'm thinking of the right game, I feel like the reason it got kind of divisive, to use that word again, kind of love, is because there's only like 3 things you do on your turn, right? Isn't that the game where it's basically pillage, trade, or like something else or something?
No, because you have like a long ship, and you got to sail your ship out. So you're like moving, you're
I,
drawing
th-
cards.
I think
to
it
deal
got
with.
overlooked because it came out right around the same time as Champions
Yeah.
and Blood Rage
Yeah,
and
and it was-
every
it was
other
a lot of
freaking
Viking
Viking
games in that,
game.
it
That
was
correct.
there
There's
was
a lot
a
of other
glut
Viking
of
ones
Viking
out there.
games that
Yep.
came out.
And it's
And-
not as combat heavy as Blood Rage.
Sure,
but,
and
you
it's
know.
not as amazing as Champions.
Right.
For example.
Yes.
I do not think that word means.
Keep on using that
But
word.
no, it's really a Fire and Axe. Check it out. I think you have
Yeah.
to have at least 3 people to play it, but it's,
Okay.
it's a
Sure.
really
Yeah, I
good
must have
game.
been thinking about the wrong game then.
Yeah.
But
All right, Spencer.
Spencer.
All
Welcome to the
right.
list, sir.
Welcome to the list. I think this one is probably one you guys aren't going to agree with. But I
probably.
went through my whole list of all 4. Well, okay, the Games of Thrones. Of all 4 ones that I've ever played that I would consider, and I was like, only 2 of them I thought were even worth it in the list. And then when I came up with a third one, so
Oh.
I've got 3.
this is also my 3.
Okay.
You already know what it
Yeah.
is.
I don't know if he knows what it is, but it probably is. Ticket to Ride Nordic countries.
It's not my 3. I've never played it.
Come on, you got to know that Spencer was going to go hipster on this.
Well, the way he was
Hipster?
saying the way he was saying, I thought he
Yeah,
was
but
saying
he
because of
picked
what we were
Nordic
talking about.
countries.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it wasn't just Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
the-
Nordic countries is
Nordic
literally
countries.
in the winter.
Yeah, it's all. I mean,
Oh,
the,
no,
the,
I'm
the
not dogging
trains-
you
Think of a
your
day of summer.
selection. I'm just explaining why it was a hipster.
Yeah,
Because you,
okay,
you picked
okay.
a very specific map.
Well, the
Sure.
trains look like some of them anyway. Look like they're carrying toys and crap.
okay,
okay.
right on.
And it's
Do they know it's Christmas?
they're not in Africa, so probably.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm glad you got the reference, though.
I hate that song.
Everybody should hate that song. It's terrible.
So if you've ever played Ticket to Ride, the idea is to make routes by getting a bunch of trains out. This one has 2 different things. One is tunnels, and the other is ferries. The tunnels is almost borrowed directly from, I believe it's the Europe map,
Yep.
where in order
Look
to
like
complete a
stations.
tunnel, you need to have so many of the, or you can't. What is it? You have the locomotives, and you can't have
Right.
so many. Or you
Yeah,
need to have so many.
there's a specific rule you have to do to complete a tunnel the right way, and I forget what it is.
It's been
You
a
might
few
need an
years since I
extra-
played this game.
Yeah. No, it's all right. But yeah, tunnels are, yeah. They're,
Ferries is you have to. Oh, I remember now. fairies is you have to have so many locomotives, which are the wild cards, in order to complete the map. Tunnels are when you run into a tunnel, you have to draw cards from the top of the deck, and if you have one that matches the color that you're trying to match, you have to play more cards or you can't complete it.
It adds to what you need.
This one has both of those mechanics. I think it's the only one that has both of those mechanics.
Right on.
So yeah, that's Ticket to Ride Nordic countries.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I thought about this game. Never played it, so didn't go on the list.
All right.
So your number 3 is probably my number 2.
Yes.
Okay.
So my number 3 is not only a winter game, it's also a summer game
and an
autumn game,
Rising Sun.
and a spring game. And that's viticulture.
Yeah.
One of the 4 phases is in the winter.
And it's the winter-ish game.
Wow. Oh, this is my weakest one for sure. But hey, some of that game you play in winter, man. It's all good.
Wait, and then in the fall, winter is coming.
Yeah, that's true.
Technically, it's also coming in the spring. It's just got a
Technically,
while to go.
longer to go.
That's how you look at time. Time is a construct.
Wow.
Wibbly
It's
wobbly.
all relative.
So yeah, Viticulture is a fantastic worker placement game that we have a review of. Very
elegant.
elegant. That would be the
Elegant.
word that I would use to describe.
I thought you were going to use crunchy because it seems to be the word of the day.
No, you have to watch
It's not crunchy.
Spencer has to watch the
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
Then he would
Spencer.
know.
I was in that video, the first one that didn't happen. You remember?
Yeah.
were
We
replaced.
didn't. We recorded a whole thing of viticulture, and we didn't push the record button.
So we didn't record it, but
So
we
we didn't
play
record it.
acted
You practiced. Yeah.
an entire viticulture.
I'm not
Someone was in
sore.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a worker placement game where you are running a vineyard and you're having to grow the freaking grapes.
Yeah.
That's where the wine comes from.
Yep.
You got to grow the bottles that you put the wine in, right? That's what you're doing.
Yeah. And you have your cellar thing, and then you're doing all the stuff, and its components are great, and its board is great, and its game is great, and viticulture is great. I don't know what else do you want to say.
Agreed. Viticulture is really good.
It is good,
It's
yeah.
a great worker placement game especially to introduce people to worker placement games.
Yeah, it wouldn't be my first.
No,
but I mean,
but like a
sure,
second
it's
or third
not
one.
super complicated. Sure.
Yeah, get them in there.
Do
Get 'em in
Stone Age, then do something else.
Okay, we're
Tim,
moving on.
You're number 3.
My number 3 is
Then viticulture.
a game that is very cold. The elements can and will kill you and have killed me specifically, and that is Who Goes There?
I see. I wanted to put this on there too, and I've never played it.
Yeah.
Not my favorite implementation of this IP, but a solid one. It is really brutal, and I think you do need to house rule some stuff. But it is basically, it is the board game, except it is based influenced more on the novel, which I believe is just so that they could get the IP, personally. But anyways, yeah, you're in and out of buildings. Depending on if you end the turn outside, you suffer from exposure, take damage. There are things that can destroy the doors to the buildings, which then treats you as
weather inside.
Yeah, brings the weather inside,
We played
which
this
is
together,
terrible.
didn't we? I should have put this one on my list. I didn't think about it.
And you're trying to find the thing, whoever's the thing, and then at the end of the game, you got to get on the helicopter and do the thing.
I'd like to point out that I don't know if there's any proof this actually takes place in winter.
It's in Antarctica
You
and
are
there's
in-
snow.
Hey, that could be summer.
He does have a
It's a
point.
fair argument, but I think for this general,
Right, but even Antarctica in the winter, I don't think is near as severe as they present, or in the summer is as
Sure.
severe as they present it. Because like in this game, it's like if you're outside for like a round,
Oh,
you
yeah,
might
you're-
die.
Yeah, it's terrible. I
It's
remember
bad
finishing
time.
that
Cold.
game. I was the thing, and I was hanging on to the helicopter as the guy was going up, and he just barely took me out. It was pretty fun.
yeah.
Yeah, I died way early.
Yeah, I assumed what
Like
game
2
would be your
rounds in.
number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Which is
So that's me.
interesting.
Okay.
Mhm.
So my number 2 is a dice placement game by the Grand Gamers Guild called the Artemis Project.
I'd
It's,
never heard of
I've
this
not
one.
played.
I've
but
never
yeah.
played
played
Artemis
it.
Project
I
yet?
don't know what it
It's
is.
really good. So dice rolling, and then you're placing, collecting resources. You're building buildings. You're hiring different types of workers because they work, engineers, scientists,
Okay.
and whatnot. And yeah, it's really good. You send them on expeditions to go try to accomplish things and earn points.
Where's the
Sure.
winter?
Huh?
Where's the winter?
It's all.
I guess the game takes place.
It takes
in
place
winter.
during the winter.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's technically, I think it's a foreign planet. It's like but it's all
snowy.
It's
and
an
icy
alien
planet.
that is
Okay.
in a state of perpetual winter.
Alien planet.
Correct.
Cool.
Perpetual winter.
Perpetual
How do you
winter.
like that?
Oh well, then I should have. Do they have a Hoth board game? I should have looked that one up.
That's
yeah.
what I thought Dan was going to do. I thought Dan was going to say the
They're-
Hoth expansion
I
for Star
didn't.
Wars. That's why I really thought you were
I
gonna-
thought about that too, about just going Imperial Assault. 'cause
Yeah.
Hoth.
Hoth.
That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I didn't think of
All
that.
right, my
Also,
number two is
Star Wars
Union.
Rebellion. Isn't Hoth one of the planets?
One
Yes,
of
one
the
of the
planets.
Okay, yes, that's really.
That's more stretching it. It's the
One
Hoth.
of the seasons.
That is stretching it too.
I don't want to hear Mr. Winter's not even here yet.
It's coming.
coming.
That's why the
That
wildlings
makes
are
no
attacking.
sense.
I'm coming.
Makes a
Chosen one.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm coming.
So my number two
Leave
is
that with winter and
Viticulture.
Viticulture.
let's talk about
Hey.
that.
Yeah, we did talk about
Elegant.
amazing. Now I love the game. It was I think in my top 5 of
Sure.
overall. So you covered it pretty well. It's a very good game that if you haven't had a chance to play it, pick it up.
All right, Dan.
Hey, Dan's turn to the winter games, baby. Let's go. So my number 2 is a
I
game
bet I hate it.
that is not liked.
I bet I hate it.
Whatever. Just because you suck at a game
It's Monopoly Winter, isn't
doesn't
it?
mean you should hate it, Tim.
Ugh.
I'm just kidding. I
what
do
it
that
is.
all the
That's
time.
what it is.
Christmas Monopoly. It could
Dead
be.
of Winter, guys. Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter.
Crossroads game.
Semi-co-op, although I've always played it just straight co-op.
Sure.
Survival game, dice. What's the word? Not manipulation. Dice allocation.
Yeah.
Game where you are working together to survive an onslaught of zombies in your colony, and you're having to travel to other places. Traveling is always dangerous unless you have gas to take a vehicle. You could literally just move and instantly die.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you die, everyone in the area that you were moving to also might die. Like the disease spreads because it's a zombie plague, right? So like I move to the colony where there's 20 people and I die. The next highest person in initiative order, whatever you call that number in the game, has to either kill themselves and just say, I'll just die, or they have to also roll the die. And unless they roll a certain thing, they die and it spreads to another person. And it just keeps
Doesn't
going.
this sound like fun?
Oh, that is
It's
so
a great
thematic.
game.
Come
Listen,
on.
I will
It's a
tell you
great
this.
game.
I will tell you this. It is a very well designed and very popular game that I do not like.
Sure.
When I play it, I just don't really enjoy it. I understand the appeal and I get why other people
I
like
just
it.
don't get
Other games you'd rather play.
Sure. The thing that I
Yeah.
don't get isn't that you don't like it, but the way you talk about it is just like you like other games similar to it.
Yeah.
Like you like Dark Moon,
Yeah.
which is really similar. Like
right.
and for some reason I know you're exaggerating slightly, playing it up a bit, but for some reason you will then like Dark Moon, use the word like on Dark Moon, and then say, I hate Dead of Winter.
Sure.
What? Like, I don't get that at all, but But yes, Dead of Winter, a cool little zombie survival game with, it's one of the only games that has a bunch of standees that I don't mind at all. I think it plays perfectly fine
Yeah,
with all the
standees
standees.
are great.
Yeah,
Components,
and
it's-
you're
it's great.
searching cards for equipment, and everyone has secret objectives they're trying to accomplish. Like, so even when we play full co-op, right, you have these secret objectives that like I have to end the game with a certain amount of fuel or something, or I don't win. So sometimes, even though it's cooperative, you have to kind of screw over other players and like abandon them alone to zombies and be like, sorry, man, I got to get out of here
So
with this
it's
gas.
semi-cooperative.
No, but what I'm saying is the actual way it's semi-cooperative is one person's supposed to be a traitor.
Right.
And
Yes,
we
I remember.
and we
Potential
never
for-
I have never played with a traitor because I just play the objective cards have a like more difficult side. I just flip that over to a harder side. And we just play co-op on that, and the game is plenty hard enough without a traitor.
Sure.
Like if you played on the hard side with a traitor, I cannot imagine
Winning.
the good guys winning that
Yeah.
game. I
Right.
couldn't imagine it.
super
So
tough.
yeah. Anyway, Dead of Winter, guys, check it out if you want. That is Plaid Hat Games.
Yep.
And yes, it's divisive. Maybe watch a video or two on it to see if it's really for you.
You're probably going to like it. I just don't.
Sure.
I mean, I don't love it. It's not a bad game. Again, there's it's not like, oh, I hate this mechanic or I don't like this theme. I think part of it is that it came out at
In the zombie rush.
in
Sure.
the zombie rush
did.
and was just kind of sick of zombies at
Sure.
that time.
At that time, it was my favorite zombie game out of what had come out, though. Like, I
Sure.
liked it more than Zombicide, which I know is weird to say to some
is
people.
weird.
No,
But yeah.
I mean, Zombicide, like Nemesis, had a rule that I just absolutely hate.
I guess. I just
That's why
liked...
it's been fixed.
But later versions.
Yeah.
fix
But
it.
then
so,
they fixed
so,
it.
so they'll fix Nemesis too, hopefully.
But yeah, okay. So my number 4
What?
4.
All right, 2.
2.
Two, sir.
We don't want to count.
My fourth game I'm going to talk about.
Fourth
Sure,
game
okay.
that he is going to talk about, which is his second favorite winter
winter-themed
game.
game. What is more winter than polar bears?
Okay.
Oh,
Rescue
yeah.
polar bears?
Rescue Polar Bears
That's a fun
by
one.
Mayday
I've not heard
Games,
this
I
one. I've
think?
never played it.
Maybe I don't remember.
Anyways,
This is why my list is so small. I've never heard of these games.
Rescue
Yeah.
Polar Bears. First of all, let
At
me
least
just
you're living
say
in ignorance. I've heard of all of them.
It has-
Components are
it
amazing.
has the best components.
So cute.
You got these little mommy and daddy and baby polar bears, and you are these ships, and you're trying to save the polar bears
Of,
as their
like, floating ice as the ice is
as their
melting.
ice is melting
Yeah.
because of
Oh
global
my
warming is
God.
bad. But yeah, it's a really fun, thematic, difficult,
Sad.
sad co-op as the bears are like drowning.
Drowning. Like, oh,
I don't think I could play this game.
I know. I lost another one. Is
Nope, you're not supposed to eat them.
this a hidden trader game?
It's very obvious.
Yeah.
Spoiler, we're all the traitors.
Oh.
But yeah,
Oh.
it's really good, really fun co-op if you like co-ops. It's a difficult co-op, which is the kind that I like. It's really
Yes.
stressful, and you're good. Well, they make the bears so dang cute. Like you just feel so horrible when they die.
Yes.
It's kind of like Endangered, right? Like
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want the
No,
critters
Mr.
dying.
Sea Otter. Oh.
No, the otters. I guess your
Oh, there'll
boots
be another
now.
one.
Yeah. Oh.
But anyway,
Those are some slick boots.
yeah.
Slick
The-
shoes.
I actually
shoes. Wow.
I talked about this game a long time ago for something. I was covering it in the news or something. And my mom had seen that episode and said she went out and wanted to buy it because the game sounded so interesting to her. And it was like really hard to find, I guess, at that point in time.
It's a little more accessible now,
Yeah.
but originally it was pretty tough to get. But yeah, Rescue Polar Bears. It's really good.
Yep.
Fun components.
fun components.
Number 1.
Number 1. We might tag team on number 1.
Number
No,
one.
There's no way you have my number one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Most excellent.
Most excellent. My number one game.
Dead of Winter. You're right.
No, this
Long nights.
The producer, it's French. It's like La Boîte de Jeux. I'm not
Okay, sure.
Nētā-Tanka.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yes.
God, I used to know what that means, and I'm so mad at myself right now.
It means something.
It means
Yeah.
winter.
I bet it does.
Winter is coming.
No, Le Bois de Jus is like the box of the day or
Oh.
something like
Oh,
that.
Okay.
I thought you
can't
meant
remember.
Nētā-Tanka.
It's a worker
No,
it's a worker
sorry.
placement game where you're gathering resources and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And there's two sides of the board. There's like the spring side where you play it, and you're getting like more like when you harvest, or when you, and it's easier to kill things and gain the meat.
Sure,
When you flip it over to the winter side, it's like the challenge mode.
Oh,
'cause
right
things
on.
are more scarce and whatnot. And the minis are super cool. You've got like chieftains and whatnot, and they can take certain actions, and certain people can take other actions. And the components are super cool. And it's a very like not well heard of. right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know it. I remember Outlive, that game that I had. It's the same company that made that.
Okay.
And yeah, I kickstarted it a couple years ago, and like I really enjoy it. It's just
This
a
is actually really
good
funny.
worker
I've
placement.
actually played Nētā-Tanka twice. I had no idea it had a winter side of the board.
You must have played easy mode. all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So that's hilarious. I had no idea.
Right
Yeah, check it
on.
out. Yeah,
Nētā-Tanka.
it's probably hard to find because it's a smaller publisher.
That's all
but
right.
But it's out there. Ask your FLGS. They're probably able to.
Yeah, it was
order
a good game. It didn't blow my mind or anything, but it was a cool.
It's
it was
fun.
a cool
You have
game.
your like your own little personal board, and you're like collecting like mushrooms and stuff, and then building TPs and
Yeah,
whatnot,
I
and that's-
liked. That's why my favorite part of the board is the of the game is the player board. That
Yeah.
player board is really cool. Everything, how everything's
Yeah, it's kind of
manipulated
dual
on
and they
there.
all kind of like intertwine a
Yeah.
little bit, and you can't go so far. Like you can't go too far in the TPs if you don't have enough food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, that was cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, Nētā-Tanka.
Number one.
All right, number 1, but I
Nice
want to
start.
make a mention as to it would be replaced, but it hasn't come out yet, so it can't be my number 1.
Oh, Frosthaven.
Frosthaven, come on.
Frostgrave. No, what's the other one? Frostpunk. There's another Frost Kickstarter.
Frosthaven.
Oh, Frostpunk. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Based
I
off
thought about
the-
putting that on there too.
Based off the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Frosthaven.
Not Frosthaven. My number 1 is
Oh.
Dead of Winter.
Why don't you just do like Paleo Americans? Sure, we haven't played it
Paleo
yet,
Americans
but it
another
looks
one.
Super cool.
I
It's all
was really
endless
close.
winter. Yeah.
My favorite winter game is a game I haven't played
Nah,
yet.
yeah.
Haven't played
But it
Camp
does look
no
cool. You can
because
give
they
it some
haven't come
props.
out. Haven't
Honorable
played them.
mention.
That's called
I
honorable
can't
mention,
put them
yes.
on. So honorable mention, but my number 1 is Dead of Winter because I really like the idea that you're going to go outside into the winter. Yeah, you're going to die.
Yeah.
I thought that was very thematic.
Sure, I don't think that's what's killing
Well,
you.
no, that's not what's killing you.
I'm just saying.
Spencer, I think you're missing the point. What's everybody's problem? It's just cold outside.
It's just cold.
Outside?
Cry out loud.
Wear a hat. Yeah.
Why are you shuffling along like that? Put on a coat.
Get away from me. Don't you know there's a pandemic on?
You just gotta keep
Mind your distance. Mind your distance.
You keep 6 feet distant from the zombies, you'll be fine.
That's right.
That's funny.
I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but I don't think a mask is going to help you in that situation.
Yeah, because then it can't bite you through the mask.
Oh.
You have to put it on the
On
zombie.
the zombies.
I think we have just
Yeah.
made a whole new movie.
That is funny.
Oh, boy.
So anyway, Dead of Winter, yeah, it's a tough kind of co-op game. You talked about it. You did a really good job of talking about it, and I don't have anything else to add.
All right.
It
Did you ever play
stinks.
Long Night?
No, I have not.
Just wondering. I haven't either.
Yeah, I'm afraid to because I feel like that game
Even
takes long
longer?
enough.
Yeah.
Didn't-
Shut up.
The game's not even that long.
I don't know. The couple of times I played it, it's like 3 hours
I guess
later.
again though,
Yeah,
I
it's
play
like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
I do
That's
agree
too long.
though.
Every time I played that game.
The two
weird.
times I played it,
I played
I
with
don't
it.
like it.
we did
That's
have a
probably
traitor,
what-
Yeah,
and the good guys lost.
sure.
Or should I say good guys, or just non-zombies?
Non-zombies.
I don't want to be,
Perspective. Survivors.
Yeah, it's all perspective.
Survivors lost.
lifist.
So-
Lifist, yeah. Undeadist or anything.
So, what's your?
Hey guys, my
big
number one is
one?
Arctic Scavengers.
Yeah.
Of course it is, man.
good
That was
call.
the first game I wrote down. Are you kidding me?
I knew it would be. I knew it would be. And I will tell you this, Dan, in all honesty, that game is worthy of being on my list, but
Yeah.
I left it off because I knew it was going to be on yours.
Yeah, Arctic Scavengers is a very basic worker placement game. Yes, when you add the expansions, it gets a little more complicated, but it's still not that bad. It is similar to the Dominion. Again, like we make the joke that, oh, every deck builder kills Dominion. Yeah, but like
Yeah, kinda.
comparing Clank to Dominion is unfair. Comparing
Sure.
Arctic Scavengers to Dominion is fair. They are the
Right.
same type of deck
Yeah,
builder, the
for
same type
sure.
of game.
Picking cards
sure.
to have a base.
Yeah,
like,
you
stuff
have
to
you have the
buy.
pool of cards,
Yep.
and you're just building your deck, and then you get victory points for a certain thing at the end of the game.
Yep.
The only thing Arctic Scavenger doesn't have, like mechanic wise, it doesn't have the money that the cards that are just straight money. That
Oh,
just
right,
that
right.
just fill up your deck.
Yeah. Which I enjoy because I think that's the worst part
Sure.
of Dominion.
Agreed.
Yeah, so it has the junkyard pile that Tim talks about really liking, where you basically just spend shovels on your turn to dig through this junk pile, and you get to keep one card. So if you spend 5 shovels, you draw 5 cards, and you keep one of them. So you might just draw 5 junk. It's a junk pile after all. But you might pull 4 junk and one incredible, this incredible spear that gives you all this combat or something. Just like, oh my god, I found this in the junk pile, you know? And yeah, you're basically, and it's super cool thematic wise too, because at the end of the game, it's not victory points. You win by having cards have a population at the bottom left of the card, and it's whoever has the biggest population wins because they've built the most successful tribe of people, you know? I think that's such a cool way of doing it. I love the art style of the cards, at least of the actual like drawn art. The card layout is a little simplistic, but it works super well
It's
in the
very
game.
functional,
The
yeah.
cards are super easy to read. The font they use and the size is very good. The iconography is good. I love Arctic Scavengers. It's I might play it today just because I've been talking
We've
about
been
it so
talking
much
about it so much,
lately.
yeah.
Yeah.
I might go home and play it today with some of the expansions because I love the game. The expansions are super cool. They add buildings that give you like put it and it takes a couple turns to build, then it gives you this extra thing. There's a asymmetric player power card, so I am the cannibal, you know, and I am the this, and you get different cards that give you over the game abilities. Just a fantastic game and pretty cheap. I really suggest going out finding it. As a matter of fact, I would even say there's Arctic Scavengers, and then you can find. It's called Arctic Scavengers Plus HQ. I think that's the one that comes with the modular expansions in it.
go ahead
Just
and
get
get
that
that
one
one.
because it's basically the same price from what I can remember, and it's just the box is way prettier and it comes with the modular expansions.
Is
So I
that a
would say
Rio Grande?
Check that out. Yes, it is a Rio Grande. Yes, I didn't write any of that down
Sure.
today, but
I was just trying to picture the box. I was
we
like, I don't
do
remember
a
that
full
logo.
playthrough. I think I already did this. We do a full playthrough.
Yeah.
So the link will be up there because I'm pretty sure I snapped when he mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, check it out, guys. It's awesome. It's my favorite pure deck builder by far.
So my number one has amazing minis.
What?
Has seasons.
What?
Has
How is it not this?
amazing components, and by a designer that I absolutely love.
Okay.
Rising Sun, because it's got winter in it. Just kidding. That's not what I'm doing.
I was gonna say I haven't played Rising Sun, so I have no idea if it's
Yeah.
winter themed or
Oh,
not.
well,
the joke went over.
Yeah, well, it's winter themed like viticulture is. Like
Sure.
there's a
There's
winter
winter
phase.
seasons.
I got you.
There's a season phase. Just kidding. I just was like, oh, I'm putting that in my pocket. I'm gonna save that for later.
No, yeah, you're really funny.
It's obvious, right? It's the thing.
It's the
Infection
thing. Okay.
Outpost
Thing.
31.
That's what I thought too.
That's what I was showing him.
Yeah.
I nailed it.
The second he said who goes there, I was like, okay, so the thing is number one. I was right.
Yeah. This is the best implementation of that game. It plays it does not play similar to Who Goes There because
It plays like the movie.
It plays like the
does.
movie.
Yeah.
Your characters are from the movie. You've got everybody's kind of got like some unique stuff, and you are basically whoever's the captain is picking people in the group to go off and do missions.
Yep.
And then we might need some dynamite and rope
We gotta go turn the power on.
to complete this mission. So who's got that? And you're gonna go, I've got it, and I've got it. And then also everybody's character has a different color, and that tells you like what kind of job they are, whether
Yeah,
they're a
sure, like
scientist or an
scientists and
engineer or a
stuff.
pilot. And so some things you can only send certain people.
Right.
And I believe the captain can always go. Can the captain always go? I don't remember.
I don't remember that specifically.
But anyways, so sometimes you've got to send people you don't always want to
Trust.
send
Yeah.
Exactly.
or trust.
You
I don't
need
trust
a
you, but we
scientist.
need a scientist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right, and then it breaks into 3 sections, and so you're going to encounter different types of the thing based on like where they are in the movie.
It works
Correct.
similar to Battlestar Galactica, I believe, right? Where everyone puts their cards
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you
Yep.
also add a mystery card
Yes.
or something.
So then
Yeah.
it's not completely obvious always what gets put in.
Yeah.
But anyways, as you play through the game, you get to the end. You've got to pick who
People
is
to come with you.
who is going to escape with you on
Yeah,
the
whoever's
helicopter.
the captain on the last turn. right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and if the thing
Is the captain, he automatically wins, I believe, because he can't not go on the helicopter.
right,
Yeah.
so if the thing gets on the chopper, everybody loses.
Yeah.
If
You leave a healthy
if you
person
leave
behind.
a healthy person behind, everybody
Yeah.
loses.
Somehow you have to get all the humans on the helicopter and none of the things on the helicopter.
And it could be 1, it could be 2.
It seems like that win percentage is insanely low.
It's
You can hit people with a flamethrower though to figure out if they're the thing or not. So, oh, okay, Tim, you're good. Come on.
So that doesn't instantly kill him? I've been wondering that. Does it not?
No, it does damage.
You can
Okay.
do blood sample tests.
Yeah, you can do
I
it.
knew that.
You could
I
do
just
it.
wasn't sure if the flamethrower killed him.
You can
But-
see if they float, and if
Yeah.
they float,
Yeah.
you
You're a
kill
witch.
them.
But anyways, it's a really great implementation of the
Yeah.
movie. I have yet to win as a human. I've never been the thing, so
Yeah.
I've
So
yet,
you've
to,
yet
win.
to win.
I've yet to win.
Especially Troy.
But it's still always such a good time.
Yeah.
And
So
there's
I can't remember if I played this with
accusations just flying
This
wildly
is
by the
literally number 1 by a mile on my need to play list. I want to
We
play
will-
this game so
end. We will
bad.
remedy
Yeah,
this.
I
will
am
make it happen.
dying to play this game.
An honorable mention, just because it's in the same IP, is Stay Away.
Stay away.
oh yeah,
Stay
sure.
Away
That's
is
the card game one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So that is a social deduction,
Mm-hmm.
and you're manipulating where you're sitting because you're always passing cards
Yeah.
to the next player or exchanging
Like Growl
cards.
And as
style.
annoying
Kind
as-
of like
well, and
Growl,
as annoying
except
as it is-
secretly exchanging cards. Yeah, like Growl, except not every night. It's after everybody's turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're constantly. So you're like,
Swapping
you might
cards.
like lock a door. You might get a card that makes everybody change seats.
Yeah, so that's the annoying thing. You gotta
Wait,
change seats sometimes.
If
The
you
game is
lock a
still super
door, it
fun.
shuts down 2 people from interacting with each
Yeah.
other. That
Yes.
is so sick.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just boom, play a card there, then they can't pass you cards, and you have to bust through the door.
And you
give it
can
to
play
somebody.
cards to say no thanks, where
Yeah,
they
someone's trying
can't
to
give you a
you're like,
card.
no thanks.
That's
Uh,
sick.
Yeah,
And-
that's a fun one.
Yeah,
It's probably the lightest version of.
Yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely. But it's a great variation of a social deduction game because there's a
Super fun.
lot of player interaction.
Yep.
And there's none
You
of
just
the
have to move seats around, which people get.
there's
annoyed.
none of the close your eyes, the thing, wake up, point to another thing. Like there's none of
Sure,
that.
right.
It is just straight up like you're
Passing
playing
cards.
You're playing cards and passing cards, and you can flamethrow somebody and just kill them.
Yes.
And if you
Okay.
kill the thing, you win. So
Yeah.
you can instant win.
I think I played this one too.
But you could also just straight up kill people.
I've played too many games that I just one time and then it gets replaced by the next 20 games I
But-
played.
But
Yeah.
the thing, Infection at Outpost 31, if I had played it, I would. I haven't played the Shining game
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That could have been on the list.
I would
maybe.
like to play that one.
I think everyone would.
But yeah, so I mean, there's some
They're
out
out
there.
there.
It is one that we could come back to after playing more games.
Yeah.
I was gonna joke and put Scythe on my thing because there's clearly some tiles. With
I was
snow on it.
thinking of that.
Yeah, the Thunder
I
Terrain.
mean, it's closer than Game of
Is what?
Nothing.
What?
Small
You didn't
World.
say anything.
Small
It's
World
not
has.
closer than Game of
I
Thrones.
didn't say anything.
Small World has some hexes that have.
Well,
maybe
I'm pretty
snow.
sure it has
Right.
maps
On them.
that are snow themed.
Snow
So
cone.
Yeah, the
technically
mountains
you,
have
yeah.
snow caps on them.
Right. Right.
Anyway, so look, we showed you at least like 12 games.
Winter theme.
that are winter theme. There's so many.
There's so many of them out there.
Oh, we forgot the Dead of Winter Flick 'em Up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a bit of a
but
foot-
I haven't played
I
it
haven't
yet.
played it.
Yeah.
So
You're not kidding?
on the
It's pretty
box.
cool. No, yeah.
looks neat.
It does look neat.
Okay.
So anyways, guys, we do right now, as this is happening, have a contest on our Facebook
Yes.
page, where you click on all you gotta do is click on a thing, go to our YouTube, and you have a chance to win Abomination, Heir to Frankenstein,
NIS. New and shrink.
new in shrink.
Yeah.
I was like, Innis.
Uh,
Yeah, so we're doing a joint contest for the next 2 weeks with the Board Game Mechanics. So they've got a link that they're sharing. So what I say you do is you click on ours first because you like us better.
Right.
Then you go over to theirs
Right.
and you click on theirs. So that way you're entered in on both sides. Because then what we're going to do is at the end of 2 weeks, we are going to pick a winner from each side. And then we're going to kind of roll off and randomly choose between those two to see which show's person wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
So double your entries. It is an amazing game, and if it doesn't even look good to you, just get it. Get in the drawing, win a free copy, then you've got something to trade or give away
Yeah.
to somebody. It is
A lot of conventions will do trade tables, and
It
like
is-
a new and shrink copy of that will get picked.
man,
pretty quick.
it's a heavier
Yeah.
euro, but it's super popular right
Yeah,
now, and it's
super
really
thematic.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and to all our people that are currently subscribed out there, don't forget that we are pushing towards the giveaways
Yeah.
for every 100 of you that we have.
In February, we are starting we're going to start
own-
our subscription drive.
That's right.
So the higher number you get us to in subscriptions,
The more games we give away.
the more games we're going to give away.
Right.
And also, please don't be shy. Like, comment. You know,
Yeah.
let us know you're there. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
If all of Dan's picks were garbage, just give it a thumbs
give
down.
him a thumbs down.
If you think Spencer's bad at the news like a week ago, give it a thumbs down.
A
You know,
week ago.
Make sure you ring the bell because Dan likes to wait, to the last minute to tell you about Kickstarters. And so
That's
when our
true.
videos first come out, you can watch it, see Dan's news, and be like, "Crap, I've only got 2
Right.
hours to get in on that."
right? Or
never
Spencer's,
been that
and you'll
bad.
go like, yes, and you're gonna go look for it, and it's not gonna be there yet. But you will be, you will be in position.
Put yourself
to
on
be
that
the,
take notification when
the-
it comes out
exactly.
thing. Yeah.
very first person to.
And who knows?
to back
Maybe
it.
they're going to have an early bird release. Who knows?
They
Yeah.
usually
Usually do.
a lot of them will have
So-
early bird pricing. So yeah, tons of things you can do.
And the Board Game Rundown is not alone here, guys. We're under an umbrella called Game Talk Network, where we also have Mini Rundown and I don't know the name, Magic the Gathering Rundown.
Yeah,
And
they're-
I don't remember if it's MTG or Magic the Gathering Rundown, how they want to
Same
say
thing.
it.
Sure.
But so we cover all kinds of things. So you might not be super into board games, but you really like Warhammer 40K
Yeah.
or X-Wing or something like that. Well, they cover that on the Mini Rundown so that we
Yes.
don't have to cross too many streams here.
But we will be crossing,
crossing a
streams
few streams.
soon.
Sure.
Right, yeah.
For yeah. I meant coverage-wise, we don't do too much
Right,
like that.
sure.
But
Like-
we will be on each other's videos and stuff like that. So
yeah,
check out them.
Game Talk Network,
Links
Board Game Rundown.
in the description.
Links in the description, as always.
This is going to be a very big description.
very big. Yeah, definitely. So thank you guys for watching. I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Dan.
And I've been Spencer.
We'll see you next time.
It's no joke. This is a really cool list to break the ice.
We're done recording now, right? Board Game Rundown?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over.
God, I freaking can't believe I have to pretend to like you guys. Where's my paycheck?
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.